opening prayer, and then off we go. O Great Spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my Father, my Mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives, and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships with one another to you. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen, Namaste. Okay, let's have a look. So first question is from Vanda, and she's saying, "Hi Sky, I have permission. Astrologer told my partner that she has an astrology degree, that his mom does not want him, and that's why he will also not like me later. I feel badly about it. May I ask for clearing?" Yeah, okay. So let's bring in Mother Mary and let's bring in Archangel Michael, and let's clear all of this energy. Look, the people that you allow to give advice to you in your life, whether they have a degree, whether it's in spirituality or in medicine or whatever, if those people, especially if you give them power, are saying things like this, they're not the right people for you. Oh gosh, I'm getting goosebumps all over. Okay, please don't listen to somebody just because they have a degree, especially not inside your relationship. Okay, astrology is meant to be used to help guide you and heal you and reveal parts of your personality to you. It's not supposed to be used to shame, condemn, destroy, and completely take away responsibility from a person. This is just not true, okay? So this is one of those take your power back scenarios. I'm going to get Archangel Michael to just vacuum you, to just take your power back from this person or from this situation. Whew, there we go. Your mum's dogs are about to walk past. They're about to get fed. Okay. Okay, that's looking a lot better, a lot clearer. But misuse of spiritual power is not okay, right? And this is using spirituality and spiritual knowledge to scare people. And I say that as somebody that has access to a large amount of spiritual information, and I don't use it to scare people. I don't use it to hurt people. I don't use it to harm people. Even if this is true about his mom not wanting him, that's something he can clear with hypnotherapy, with healing. It's not something that means he's not going to like you in the future. It's something that means he's going to struggle relating to all women in the future, unless he clears it up on an unconscious level. Okay, so it's important that you're dealing with healers, therapists, astrologists that are a certain level of consciousness and that are able to give people their power and their responsibility back, okay? And most people are, okay? But that's cleared up really nicely for you. So I'm going to bring in the romance angels as well, just to help you. Here we go. Lucia is saying, "Hey Sky, can I get a clearing? When my partner is spending much time with his dad, partner gave us permission. His dad is saying my partner is bad. I feel so bad. Thank you." Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you. And I send an Archangel Michael to start clearing up this energy. Hi, Berg. He's one of the woofs. Okay, so the card that I have for you is Bamboo Moon. Did you know that there are no mistakes in the universe, and all events, circumstances, relationships, and situations are unfolding in perfection with the timing and intelligence of the divine plan? I'll let you guys see. Look, I have a big woof down here. Big poodle. Big poodle woof. Say hi to everyone. Did you know that there are no mistakes in the universe, and all events, circumstances, and relationships and situations are unfolding in perfection with the timing and intelligence of the divine plan? Any apparent delay is in your favor. If something is happening for you right now, then it is perfect timing too. Divine timing is perfection. It is safe to trust this now. You might be wondering if anything is ever going to come together for you, or if it seems, or if you are ready for it. The answer is yes. By letting go or trying to force something, an intelligent power far vaster than our comparatively limited vision is always in flow, and we are part of that. We can find so much peace and joy when we realize this and learn to trust and relax in the unfolding of our divine destiny. Chinese bamboo helps us learn this wisdom of divine timing. For about 5 years in its early life, not much appears to be going on as the small roots attempt to ground themselves. Yet when they are ready, those roots are exceptionally strong and the plant suddenly grows like wildfire. There is so much more going on in preparation for powerful growth than what appeared to be at the humble beginnings of the bamboo plant. So it can be with divine timing. There are periods when not much appears to be going on at all, and we can begin to expect this will always be the case. Yet this inner preparation time allows for swift development and growth when we are ready. When the time for patient and thorough preparation is over, our growth can happen very quickly, and we might then be concerned that it's all too fast and we cannot keep up with it. But of course we shall keep up with it because the inner preparation has allowed us to develop a good foundation for spiritual strength. So the angels are saying this is a season, and even though his father is being, especially, people can be very disagreeable when they're sick. Some people are they're covert narcissists, which means they use illness and they use weakness as a way of controlling and harming other people. But what I'm seeing is that this is very important for your partner, being of service to his father whilst he's ill, taking care of his mother and father. This is almost a biblical spiritual thing. So, it's not easy watching someone that we love being harmed by those that love them. And it's not easy watching our partner go through a difficult time. And the loss of a loved one is, a really difficult time. So I'm going to bring in Archangel Raphael and Archangel Raguel to help with the situation. So your partner can both take his power back and be empowered and still do what he believes is his divine duty. Okay. There we go. There's something really powerful going on here. This is not the only way to balance karma. So the angels are really asking if they can clear guilt, because this is, one of those beliefs. This is Kylum, everybody. The angels can really see that there's like a lot of guilt for your partner here, and that's what is what keeping him stuck in this situation, or what's leading him to allow this behavior from his father. So let's clear as much guilt as possible. Yes, I know. You're going to have your dinner in a minute. Okay. Okay, that's clearing up nicely. Let me check in. Oops, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Sarah saying hi. Lately, I've been feeling a lot of pain and fear in my solar plexus area. I'm also having conflicts with my flatmate. I feel like it's time for me to find a new place. Sorry. I feel the same thing. Like the angels are really showing me you shifting house, you moving house. But they're also showing me that there's like, you're afraid of your own power. So I'm getting Archangel Uriel coming in really strong here and wanting to clear up your solar plexus chakra so that you can start tapping into your divine power, so that you can start really not being afraid of being financially powerful. There's this energy of wanting a lot more, and then at the same time there's this battle going on with like ambition is bad, wanting more is bad, and this part of you knows how big God's dream is for you. And then another part of you is really afraid that you'll lose some of your purity, or lose some of your soul, or lose some of your freedom in exploring that divine path. And it's true, there's a season for discipline. And that can feel like you're sacrificing your freedom, but the muscles, the emotional, spiritual, physical muscles that you're building in that season are very important. Your dogs are helping my angel readings. Okay, Sylvia's saying, hi, can I have some healing for a job situation to calm the situation and not have so much to do? Colleagues are jealous, but I don't know that I do so many tasks on my own and they're used not to working. It's really difficult. Thank you. Let's have a look at what's going on. Okay, so we got the card number 40, the Yin Empress. So let's have a look at what comes up. The Yin Empress brings peace, prosperity, and success to her beloved devotees. Your sole purpose includes healing and empowering of the divine feminine. You are lifted and supported in your sacred work now. You're a spiritual leader and pioneer, and part of what you are here to do is for the planet on a soul level, whether you're a man or a woman, is empower the divine feminine. The divine feminine is only now making her resurgence on this planet, and many do not understand her. Your sacred task, for which you will be richly supported, nursed, and rewarded, is to help her live her truth now. In doing so, you're planting seeds of awareness and experience for others to draw from when they are ready to live her sacred truths. This will explain why at times you feel you don't fit into current culture. You're not supposed to. You're meant to help it grow and change. In the same way that beloved Kuan Yin had a rebellious and compassionate streak and did not fit into the world in the way that it was, because she was born to help heal and ascend, so too does your soul yearn to make a real difference in the world and to help it be free of fear that leads to competition and domination and power struggles, and instead to live from a place of love and peace. So you're being really guided to step into your fierce feminine. The femininity is not weak, and that it's not aggressive, that it's fiercely compassionate, and that it refuses to descend into judgment, but it still sets these boundaries. So you saying, speaking the truth, you saying, I'm happy to support you where it's reasonable, but I'm not doing the majority of your work for you, right? It's that fiercely female boundary, and what you're experiencing is very common in any workforce. About 20 to 30% of the people do about 80% of the work, and it's normal that they're actually angry at the people that do the work, because it brings up their guilt, but it also brings up their their fear that you're going to reveal that they're not doing any work, that they're not making their contribution. So it's about clearing your guilt, right? About about standing up for yourself, about and this is a very big block for you, actually, because they keep showing me your throat chakra, that you really, because of childhood, particularly yelling and screaming, you feel like you are not, you're not allowed to stand up for yourself. It's almost this energy of you're confusing validation with right action. So very often in the real world, when we take right action, we don't receive validation from the outside world. In fact, we may even receive pushback from the outside world. The right thing is not determined by whether or not people like you. The right thing is determined by literally your values, and whether or not they're in alignment with God's laws of the universe, right? There's many situations in real life where you'd be richly rewarded for doing things that are really low in integrity. Everything from I kid you not, everything from keeping your mouth closed when other people are stealing or abusing or harming others. That's very richly rewarded in this culture. To to everything from keeping your mouth closed to not questioning cruelty or authority, whether it's government or local. There's a lot of places in life where we're rewarded for dropping our integrity. Same thing, sexually. Women are richly rewarded for dropping our sexual integrity on a regular basis. Doesn't matter if it hurts us, doesn't matter if it hurts our children. So something being right and you being validated for it are two very different things. And it's important to understand that, because when you're a child, you learn what's right and what's wrong by the validation of the adults around you. And if you don't shift your identity into an adult, then you don't learn how to validate yourself and how to check in with your values and the kind of person that you want to be in your integrity. Okay. There we go. Okay, a nice little energy break. Monica's saying, is coaching with Richard good for me? I don't have peace in it. It's healing my voice through astrology. Thank you for all that you do. I'm really getting a feeling that it was a season, but that you're being really guided to move into your own space, and that it's okay. You get to have both. You really get to have both. Oh, another one. So the angels are saying, like, to trust your divine timing around this. So you feeling like it's time to move on, because the card that came up is the same one that we had before, the bamboo moon one, which is to trust that everything is in divine timing. So if you're being guided to shift, to start doing more work on your own and not coaching with somebody else, shift it into a collaboration instead of, always working together. You get to do both. You get to have partnerships and individual work. You get to thrive that way. You get to expand. You can run events with somebody and coach with somebody and do your own thing. What I would say is there's something here when I'm tuning into around imbalance. There's something here around you doing the majority of the work, which is what came up in the previous reading as well. So that is a deeper conversation. And it's actually very common in business, especially when you have low self-esteem or imposter syndrome, that people will want to work with you because they know that you're doing, whether it's the marketing or you have the team or you have the structure, but they don't want to make that contribution or honor your contribution. You just want to kind of go on a ride along. And that isn't nice, right? It's not nice for you. It's nice for them, but it's not nice for you. And normally those people are very much in denial that they're not making a contribution to the same level as you're making a contribution. So just be aware, when you're deciding whether to enter into business partnerships as well as romantic partnerships, of the, whether or not the person shares the business labor, the domestic labor, the emotional labor of the work, instead of just rocking up for the event itself, which is the fun bit when it comes to business, right? There's a lot of organization, a lot of training, a lot of creation, a lot of structure that goes into filling an event and that goes into structuring an event so that it's powerful and healing for everybody involved. Okay. Vanessa's saying, hey Sky, may I please ask for healing my jealousy on my partner? I feel so bad about myself. Okay. I'm doing a quick scan to see what comes up. Okay, so I am going to bring in Archangel Uriel to help you heal this jealousy. But I'm also getting a strong feeling, my love, that there's more to this. There is more to this. I don't know if I can hear this is what I'm seeing when I'm scanning the angels. I'm seeing that you are being baited. I'm seeing that this person is spending too much time with other people. This person is not prioritizing the relationship. This person is flirting with other people, and they feel like they have the right to do that. They feel entitled to do that. So what you have to ask yourself is this the way that I want to be loved? Instead of getting angry at yourself for being jealous, I want you to look at, is this person behaving in a way that would make a normal person feel jealous, and then going, oh, you're not enlightened enough because you have those feelings. Or are you getting really strong signals that they are just not committed to this relationship and they're gaslighting you? Because I'm getting very strong feelings that we can 100% clear your jealousy, but jealousy, like anger, is there for a reason. If somebody is constantly putting you in situations where they're making you feel inferior, they're giving you less time, less attention, less emotional support than other women that they're in friendships with, and there's something out of balance, right? So anger and jealousy are not always wrong. They do come from childhood wounds, because if you, for example, if you didn't have the childhood wound around jealousy and your partner was constantly giving more sexual attention to another woman, you don't sit around for that. You don't have a discussion for that. You don't have an argument for that. You're just literally like, this person isn't safe. I don't want to bring kids into this. This relationship is finished. So if you have high self-worth, jealousy is not where you go when a partner shows you that they're not worthy of you. Leaving is where you go, where your partner shows you they're not worthy of you, or when they show you they're interested in other women, because it puts your whole stability at risk, right? So let's just take a minute to just clear that up. Something in you that the angels are showing around parents kind of comparing you to other people as well, as a way of motivating you, which is just a toxic way of motivating you. So let's clear that up too. Ooh, nice deep breaths. You deserve to receive the level of commitment that you give. So when you see that somebody is not all into your relationship, right, as much as you are, no amount of screaming at them, begging them, talking about it changes what you've seen. The truth is the truth is the truth is the truth. Stop trying to talk your way out of a truth that's been revealed. Okay, that's what the angels are saying. Stop trying to talk your way out of a truth that's been revealed. If God is showing you that someone isn't trustworthy, believe him. Okay. And I mean God, not gossip, not other people. I mean God. So if your partner is consistently behaving in a particular way and you can see them doing that, whether that's DMing on Instagram or, Tinder or Facebook or whatever, whether that's a ton of private messages, whether that's whatever it is, right? That's God showing you something. But if, your friend comes over and is like, oh, I think your partner is doing this and you have no signs of it yourself, that's a different beast, right? But if you're seeing the signs, if you are feeling the signs, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your partner, whether it's, whatever it is, if God is showing you something about a person and it hurts, be present and by all means heal the trigger. But the healing of it is not covering it up. It's not having a conversation. It's not, especially with the other person's part. You can heal your part, but the part in the other person that wants to bait you with, other women that want, or, like work situations or whatever, that's not yours. Okay. That's theirs. So you can heal your bit. And we don't walk away from a relationship because we want to teach somebody a lesson. We walk away from the relationship because we've learned our lesson. Little bee over here. It's hovering all over my yogurt. I don't like it. So I'm going to put the yogurt over there. Okay, so next one. Aisha's saying, hi Sky, can I have a reading on how I can better connect with the energy of fun and play? So I'm immediately seeing an inner child block here, and I can see Archangel Ariel, who's the angel that works with children's, coming in. And I'm seeing the color pink as well. I'm also seeing the unicorns coming in. And there's this energy of, to be an adult, you have to be serious. Okay. Okay, that's looking good. Nicoletta saying, dear Sky, why do I have a tension in my jaw muscles? Anger. It's anger. Can it be past life? Nothing works to remove it. Thank you so much. I think a breathwork session would help, or a hypnosis session would help. When anger is held in the jaw, or it's held in a so okay, so let's break this down. You have around 300 or so muscles inside your body. About 200 of them are controlled by your unconscious mind, and around 100 of them are controlled by your conscious mind. It's not exact, but that's around how much. So when you're trying to heal a muscle and the muscle is controlled by your unconscious mind, it's not an emotion you're holding consciously. And one of the two biggest emotions that I see healers repress are rage, jealousy, terror. So those are the three biggest ones that I see repressed. Pain as well, actually. Healers we've gone from 3 to 4, right? Pain as well. Often there's a protective part in our unconscious mind that's protecting us from our own emotional pain. Or spiritual pain, and then that pain manifests in the body, our own spiritual anger and emotional anger, because we are putting up with things that are below our standards, that are below our needs, that are below what we really want. So that is really, really, really important. Okay, Diana's saying, can I ask for a healing pain on my kidneys and scoliosis? Do you see it good? Thank you. I'm going to send you Archangel Raphael in, but you definitely need to pay attention, completely change your diet, completely change the nutrition that you're receiving. There we go. I'll send an Archangel Raphael and do an instant healing. Vacuum of the fear of the illness, the anger at the illness. And help the way that the illness is protecting you, the way that the illness is. When we have a protective part when it comes to illness, this is part of what we cover in Medical Intuitive Mastermind and why it's so effective. There's a part of you that literally believes that the illness is less painful than facing the pain of what happened, right? Or what is happening, because pain can be manifest from the past, present, or the future. So fear of what will happen. So to give you the most basic example, let's say that you think that there's going to be a meeting on Monday and you've not been doing well at work and you really don't want to go to that meeting, this protective part might give you the flu or might give you the cold so that you get to cancel that meeting on Monday, right? Let's say this threat is not going to go away. Let's say it's your partner that's very critical or your mum that's very critical. Then, headaches, arthritis, liver problems, eczema, these can flare up whenever we're experiencing higher levels of stress and protect us from that person. Because instead of us having to go into conflict, abusive people tend to they escalate when we go into conflict instead of it coming down. We get to say, I'm not coming over because of the eczema. I'm not coming over because of the arthritis. And it's not something we're choosing consciously. It's the protective part, finding a way to keep us safe from this person that we don't feel that we have a way to avoid. And you have to understand that historically speaking, you didn't have a way to avoid these people, right? You couldn't just say to your mother-in-law, or your father-in-law, or your husband, before divorce was legal or whatever, like literally that's less than 200 years ago. I just don't want to see you again. I don't speak to you again. You were financially dependent on these people. Your children were financially dependent on these people. So there's a real, it's still quite new for the unconscious mind to be able to shut down relationships, to be able to end relationships. It's quite a new paradigm in human social structure that's even an option. Before, that's not how it worked. So let's just take a minute to send unconditional love to that protective part and give you another way of releasing the pain, the terror, the jealousy, or the anger, right? That's keeping your jaw locked or keeping your scoliosis or kidneys, all the grudges, all the anger, all the feelings, right? Give you the courage to heal the truth so that you can have real freedom. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to be free. Okay, Archangel Raphael's healing that super nicely. I've got 20 people now for this round of Medical Intuitive, guys. And 20 people. Drop me a message. I'm talking to 2 more of you this afternoon, but I can feel that there are some really powerful healers here, and I can feel some of you really wanting to know how to work deeper with health issues, whether you want it for your own personal exploration or whether you want it because you really know that it's your divine life purpose to become medical intuitive. I'm really, really happy to help. This is what I do. This is my zone of genius. It's incredible the breakthroughs that we get over and over and over. Okay. Time saying hi, Sky. Hey, I love you, Kylan, but stay away from my yogurt. I've got my noosh vegan yogurt over here, and I think the dog likes it as much as I do. Okay, Sky. I would be glad to navigate what my purpose and gifts are, please. My family is not happy that I am not so career orientated. Although I have a job, they want me to have a better job. Do you see if I should switch it? What can I do? Times, my love, this is like one of those situations where you have to let your family back off. You are in your divine feminine. Your energy is much more focused on finding a romantic relationship and finding and creating a family than it is on getting a high powered job, and that is a very powerful thing. There's a lot of hard work that goes into building a family and raising a family. So trust your heart. You're happy where you are. Don't ever change your job just because somebody else thinks that you should. Okay, nice big energy break. I'm going to send an Archangel Raguel to help you with your family as well. Nicolette is saying, hi, Sky. You have said that we are soulmates with Ben, like cross-matched lovers. But is it good? I want to still know where he is going. Is it jealousy? Can I ask for clearing difficulties? It is jealousy, but it's also like you don't get out of being human because you have spiritual knowledge. Ending relationships, especially soulmate relationships or karmic relationships that aren't good for you. Once you've opened, and this is exactly why, throughout history women have been more monogamous and things like that, is because once we let somebody into our heart and into our bed, we do wonder where they are. We do wonder who they're with. We do wonder how their story turned out. And this is normal and natural. So it's not about whether they're your soulmate or not your soulmate. There's lots of women that are in very toxic relationships that wonder what their ex is doing. You can cut cords, and we can do a cord cutting now. But the reality is these things take time, right? When you first break up with somebody, I would say within the first 3 to 6 months, you know, you're pulling all your energy out of a routine, possible futures, an identity that you created when you were with them. And then as time passes, that identity becomes weaker and weaker and weaker, and the cord completely dissolves and grows, and you wonder about them less and less and less. But these ties are strong, you know, spending a lot of time with people, making love with people, you know, planning a future with somebody, you know, it doesn't just disappear. So it's important to understand that you can get over somebody, but it's not there's no band-aid fixes everything. But we can call on Archangel Michael and Archangel Raguel and just do a cord cutting for you as well. Mattis is saying, hi, dear Sky. I have a tooth infection of many years, but as soon as I get to the dentist, I get panic attacks. Is there any way to heal this naturally? Thank you. I'm going to do something different because the angels are showing me that you need to heal the panic attacks. You need to heal the panic attacks. And yes, teeth are about making decisions. So, you know, whenever you're having teeth infections and things like that, you're angry about making decisions. You're angry at how other people are responding to your decisions. You're afraid of the choices that you need to make. That's what the anger and the inflammation around it is. But you need to go to a hypnotist and deal with your panic attacks, darling, because this is deeper than it looks. So I'm just going to call on Archangel Raphael to do a healing on your panic attacks. But you need to go to a proper hypnotherapist to help with the regression stuff. Okay, there we go. Jennifer Morgan is saying, hello, beautiful. I feel my body and I are no longer talking and I'm having more issues. Hoping the angels have a message on how to reconnect, please. Slow down. Slow down. It's like too much. Your body's going into freeze. So the other thing, which is hard. So the angels are saying your body's talking, but you're no longer listening. There's a difference. So just like if you, at some point, if you're not listening to your child, they stop talking to you. It's the same thing. At some point, if you're not listening to your body, if your body every day is saying slow down, slow down, slow down, and you are speeding up, speeding up, speeding up, there's a point where it stops talking to you, other than the symptoms, you know, like the bloating or the headaches or whatever, because you're not listening. It's kind of like when you're married to a woman and you know, there's a point where she's arguing with you and then there's a point where she goes silent, and that's the bit where you have to be worried. It's the same thing in a relationship with your body. Talking to your body, if you're only talking to your body to try and get it to do what you want it to do, you're missing the point. Just like if you're only talking to your partner to try and control them, you're missing the point, right? Your body has wisdom to give you, your partner has wisdom to give you, and that's the point. You have to slow down and you have to slow down and actually change, not just intellectually or spiritually, but actually emotionally. And there's a lot of this going on. There's a lot of people doing a lot of courses, a lot of healing, a lot of journeying to get the knowledge, but they're not able to embody it because they're not slowing down enough to understand the size of what they're being given, you know. And it's kind of like if somebody gives you a lottery ticket, but you don't know what the lottery is. It's a lot like that with healings, and I see it so many times, not just with healers, but like they have these incredible healing gifts, but because they don't understand the power of those gifts, it just sits there. It never gets used. It never gets activated. It never gets actualized. And it's the same thing with your body. If you don't understand what a gift, the communication with it is, then you don't take it seriously. You don't act on it. Your priority is still whatever your priority was before, whether it's the guy or the money or the the goal, right? Whereas your body's priority is peace, is happiness, is love. Okay, Love Sunshine is saying, may I ask for a health reading? Can I eat gluten at all? And is my liver functioning well? Much appreciated. So when I'm scanning you, the Archangel Raphael showing me your liver is slow. So I would recommend a liver flush or, you know, things like dandelion root, keberpedra, etc. And can I eat gluten at all? Look, you can. What you want to ask yourself is, do you want the consequences of it? So eating gluten is a lot like eating glue. It blocks your gut from being able to absorb the nutrition that it needs to be able to absorb. It slows down your metabolism. So you can, but like you need to look at the consequences of it. At this stage, because your liver's slow, your gut's already working slow. If I were you, I'd be cutting out things like processed food in general and looking at whole foods, plant-based scenarios quickly as possible. Okay, just gonna cut ties and send an Archangel Raphael to help you make that transition to a healthier diet. Purnima is saying, hello, could you tell me what my inherent talents or skills are? Also, my grandmother is very ill. Could I request some unconditional love for her recovery? Yep, let's just send some unconditional love for her recovery. And Archangel Raphael in there too. So when I'm tuning into you, I can feel that you're very confident. They're showing me that you have good skills with administration, that you're good at business, that you're good at negotiating or conflict resolution. They're showing me that you're a very confident, capable person. So the issue around you is not around you being capable or you having these gifts. The issue is you not recognizing yourself. Your standards are very high. So it's not about other people validating you or recognizing you. It's that you are not able to validate you or recognize you, and that's from a childhood wound. So we're just going to send unconditional love and healing to your childhood. Okay. Okay, Christina's saying, hi, Sky. I retreated and communicated the day of the reading you did. Now my question is my plan to have a home base in Bali suitable for my soul? Yes. And the idea of moving to Uluwatu after Amend too. Look, I really think you need stability. So one move, not two, right? If you're going to go to Uluwatu, then go there. If you're going to go to another place in Thailand, then go to that place in Thailand. But there's too much movement. You're not giving yourself enough time to create a community, to make friends, to find your feet. So you need some stability right now. The constant moving is a problem. So you need to put down roots. It's roots and wings, okay? Not just wings. You need to put down roots. You need to have a place where your energy is grounded and where you can work, because to set up your healing business, you need to, at least stay still for long enough to put the systems in place and to figure out what your strategy is. Like they're really showing me that you need to just stay somewhere, like ground somewhere, choose somewhere, and then you're there for at least a year, right? At least a year, ideally 3 years, because this constant backwards and forwards, inwards, outwards, it's not working. They're really saying you need to stay somewhere long enough to be part of a community, to work on like homelessness trauma, so that you actually get to feel safe and grounded, and you get to have a home. You deserve to have a home. So I'm going to call in the home angels to help you own the fact that you're allowed to have a home. Okay. And Desiree is asking a very similar question. Hi, Sky. Asking for clarity of my next level destination to be a place aligned with my body and a whole system, and can rest, find like a home. It feels like the famous missing link. Okay, so if you're going on 1 or 2 holidays a year and you're resting and that feels good, that's perfectly normal. Let's say between 2 and 4 holidays, completely normal. But if you can't rest unless you're on holiday, if you don't feel at home in your own home, then that's a deeper wound. So let's call in Archangel Raphael to heal this wound in us that's trying to escape our home, that felt like we never had at home. Maybe that even feels like the earth is not our home. Any part of us that feels like we don't have a right to be here, or we don't matter, or we're from another planet. Just giving that over to the angels. Okay, that's looking really good. Desiree saying avoiding traveling and having fun with it. What's is it a man? What the energy if a man has to do with it? Thank you. It's energy of escape. In the man is coming into it. It's this energy of romantic escape, travel as a physical escape. It's this energy of I don't like my life and I can escape into romance, or I can escape into travel, or I can escape into this. You need to create a life that you love, that you don't need to run from, that you actually enjoy. And it's okay to rest, but you have to go and face the music after the rest is finished, right? You have to face your fears so that you can rise above them. You do not currently like your life. You're not enjoying it. That needs to be redesigned, rethought, recreated. And that's what you're running around with the man and with the travel and everything else. And people, like, there's a really good book called The Cinderella Complex that show, like, it goes into the shadow work of women in their slave consciousness, or like this domestic worker consciousness, where we bury ourselves under work, we bury ourselves under children, we bury ourselves under partners, and we never like what you said, we never realize that it's that we don't feel worthy of love, we don't feel worthy of good, we never really understand what the real issue is. So you can, whether it's alcohol or drugs or you know, excessive exercise, it doesn't matter. If it's covering up emotional pain, it's covering up emotional pain. Whether it's sex, whether it's holidays, whether it's businesses, it doesn't matter. Addiction is addiction. It's addiction is anything that you are using to cover up or numb emotional pain that you think would kill you, or that you think you wouldn't be able to survive. And it is when fear is driving you instead of your soul, or your consciousness is driving you. So look at why your life doesn't feel like it's enough, what you feel is missing, why you don't feel like you can enjoy the day to day, because that's what's really stopping you from resting. That's what really stopping you from having fun. That's what really stopping you from appreciating life, right? And once you heal that, you'll be able to travel and have relationships that are coming from a much stronger, much more authentic place. So I'm going to bring in Archangel Raphael to help you heal your addiction to travel and the addiction to the man energy, but this distraction instead of facing what's really there. It's one of the reasons I love Marissa Peer so much, because she goes, you do the hardest things first. And I'm a real believer in that when it comes to, your personal work. Face the hardest things first, because then everything, your confidence grows a lot, but you you shift much faster. Okay, art community. Hi, Sky. Do the angels have any messages for me today? Thank you very much. So when I'm tuning into you, they're really like they want to clear out your heart energy. There's a fear of giving and receiving love. So we're going to bring in Archangel Shamuel, and let's just bring in that divine light. And I want you to imagine that divine light increasing in size and dissolving any darkness in your heart chakra, any fear of giving and receiving love. Okay, that's looking a lot better. Oh, beautiful green emerald light. Just letting it restore your heart to wholeness. Okay, Lorena saying, Dear Sky, can I have a healing on my relationship? I used to be a very sociable person, but now I can't seem to bond with anyone, and everything I do feels pointless. My Lorena, the healing we just did for a broken heart is a good one, but you need to go and work with, either someone that does medical intuitive technique or somebody that does RTT or theta, because this is a broken heart, right? And what's happened is you've stonewalled. So you've built a wall so thick around your heart that you now want to be left alone. It hurt too much, and you've decided on an unconscious level that the pain of toxic relationships would kill you, or that a toxic relationship would kill you. So it's easier to keep people away as well that don't understand. So let's just clear as much of that as we can, but you need to let yourself receive love, my darling. So we're just going to release as much of your blocks to support and to facing and accepting the situation as it is, right? So you're not pretending everything is okay. You're not acting like you can handle it yourself. You're not, ignoring the fact that, this has hurt you that deeply. Because when you can face the fact that the situation hurt you that deeply, that you can clear it. But if you're pretending, then you're going to have a problem. Georgina, I stream from a multi-stream platform. So I stream from a platform called Restream, so I can be on Facebook and YouTube and stuff at the same time. So the questions come up in the Facebook group and in the and on the YouTube channel and on my personal page, and I get to see all the questions in one place, but you can put the questions underneath any video that you see and it pops up. That they're also scheduled on the YouTube channel, they're scheduled in the Facebook group, which is called Manifesting Health. And you can put them in advance. So by the time I log on, there's normally already 20 or 30 questions waiting, okay? Okay, Celine is saying, hi, how can I be sure that I'm connecting to the Creator? I am connecting to a loving energy, but I'm feeling like it's more of a divine masculine energy. Can you see what I'm connecting to? So, okay, so this is where, like with theta healing, they help you deal with this in the course, you and your Creator. But the reality is if you go up to the fifth plane of existence, there is more than one creator. So there's the Christian God, the Muslim God, the Buddhist gods, the many, many gods and goddesses have existed throughout the ages, Wicca, etc. So you're connecting to like that divine masculine energy because you've been taught that God is the Father, and the Father, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost. Whereas God, creator is all of those things. So you're at the fifth plane of existence level of divine masculine. You just want to imagine yourself going all the way up to like crown chakra or seventh plane of existence as we describe it in theta. Just you want to use the theta healing meditation. You can get it from Viana's books, or you can imagine going through the center of your heart into God's heart. But it's that energy of just going, okay, this is good, but I need to go even deeper and even deeper and even deeper. And you'll find that your relationship with Creator or God expands the more that you practice connecting with that energy every day. And you've already got enough discernment that you're going, this doesn't feel quite right. Right. So that means that you're still getting a fifth plane energy. Every plane of existence heals, and many people perform instant healing miracles just through fifth plane energy. Reiki healers, energy healers, all sorts provide very powerful healings from the fifth plane of existence. So it's not a bad thing. But if you want to go deeper and understand God on a much higher level, then you have to go seventh plane. So you have to pass through the sixth plane, which is the laws of the universe, the colors, the sacred geometric shapes, the laws of physics, the laws of emotion, etc., the Akashic records. And you have to go into that that consciousness that's beyond everything, beyond duality, beyond masculine, feminine, beyond beyond matter. So it's a different energy, and that's what you're being shown. So we're just going to call in Archangel Zadkiel, which is also known as the secrets of God, to help you strengthen that connection now. Okay, Lucia saying, hi, Sky. I've been to an astrologer with my partner. He said we will be killed or someone will kill us. May I ask for a healing? That we should read the criminal books to avoid it? Really? No, Lucia, not really. Don't listen. Gosh, find a decent astrologer. What is the matter with people? No, this is not reading. This is like terrifying people, and it's also creating spiritual dependency. It infuriates me. It infuriates me. No, this is not an astrology reading. This is like terrifying your clients. No. No, don't read criminology books. Definitely don't read anything to do with crime. Clear the energy of that person, cut cords with that person, find yourself a good astrologer, for the love of God. Horrible, toxic person. Not you, them. Diana saying, hi, my mom used to attack me. Why? Can I receive a clearing? We'll send in Mother Mary to give you a clearing as well. Okay. I'm going to stop here, guys. I'm going to do our closing prayer. And Monica keeps asking me about her gut biome. Monica, this is like a private session thing. I don't give out random health advice online, especially not about gut. There could be many things that's wrong with your gut, darling. From a metaphysical perspective, it's emotional abuse during childhood, but how to fix it, you need a unique plan for you. I suggest working with a naturopath or, a healer to get this sorted out. Okay, let's do our closing prayer. O great spirit, Father Sky, Mother Earth, the winds, the waters, my father, my mother, Atanaha, all that is. We thank you for our lives and we thank you for these good people. We thank you for all that we are and all that we are to become. We dedicate our time spent together and our relationships one another to him. We ask that our suffering be ended and our pain be lifted to the love and to the peace that lay beyond. Aho, Amen.